All right, y'all. You know what time it is. So while I get ready to hit this intro, go get your wine, go get your tea, or whatever your beverage of choice is. And I will be back in 30 seconds.
Casey at Night will start in 30 seconds. And now, introducing Casey Carter.
For the cup, I got what you need. I got what you want. I got what you need. Tell them giddy up. I got horses in the back, trunk in the front. Exterior red and that inside buttercup. I got what you need. I got what you want. I got what you need. Tell them giddy up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Casey Carter.
Hey, welcome. Good evening and welcome to Wine and Tea Time. I'm sorry about the lip gloss thing. I literally at the last minute was like, "Ooh, forgot to do the lips. Give it a little." Um, but let's just jump right in. You already know what this space is. This is where grown folks come to unpack the internet, the culture, relationships, celebrity chaos, fashion, music, and sometimes ourselves. And that is what tonight is all about. Hi, Kelly. Tonight is one of those nights where the conversation may take a few unexpected detours. Um, because my partner in crime is back, Ella Dorsey. And baby, once me and Ella start talking off camera, it usually turns into a 3 hour conversation nobody was supposed to hear. But on tonight, hey Yoko, we figured why not let y'all in on all of the things we've been talking about. Like like yesterday, we had a whole long conversation. I don't even remember half of what we talked about. But over the last week or so, we've talked about Beyonce, Blue Ivy, Cardi B, and the Met Gala outfits that they wore, and the fact that they are art inspired. Which I got to be honest, this was something Ella was obsessing a little bit about. And when she started showing me some of the pictures, I was like, this is why the Met Gala is so worthy of chat because you're like, the fuck is that? Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna share some of those photos with you, get your thoughts and opinions. Um, and then we're also gonna talk about what's been on my timeline, what's been actually kind of buzzing in my head. And I'm a little obsessed with the R&B tour, Usher and Chris Brown tour, mainly because people have been in their feelings and wanted to rehash the history of Chris Brown and his, domestic violence issues. And I'm like, wait, didn't this man do a whole tour last year? And I don't recall none of that shit on my timeline last year. But apparently, the minute they announced this Usher tour, we want to revisit all of that. By the same token, tickets were selling the hell out fast and furious. Ain't gonna lie, because I got mine. Um, and outside of that, eh, there's a lot of other little things that, like, if you were to be a fly on the wall when Ella and I have conversation, you'd be like, these women don't finish a single topic. We don't get a whole thought out sometimes. And don't let the beverages or the tinctures or the herbs flow. You just, ooh, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. But the other thing that Ella has been obsessed with, and I, as a bad friend, did not follow her instructions. Ella's been a little bit obsessed with the Michael Jackson movie, and I'm not mad at it, but she's mad at me because I didn't go see it yet. And she told me a week ago to go see this movie. So I wanted to talk about it, even though I ain't seen it, because there's so much to talk about. I mean, some of the things that have been on social and some of the things that me and my girl have talked about in reference to it, you forget the scandal. You forget the drama with this family, with Michael, all of that. So it is so worthy of a little chit chat. And then for me, there's yet one other item that I'm tiptoeing around. I keep telling Ella I'm threatening to talk about these things. I'm becoming a little bit tired of the men, and in some cases, boys, who want to complain about the grown ass women and the fact that we are grown and very self possessed. And for some reason, they feel as if they have no space in our life. We're going to talk about that too, because if there's anything that grinds my gears, it's a whiny ass man. Whiny ass man. Mm-hmm. Which I want to just shout out my friends here, Kelly and Yoakum. I'm not talking about y'all, so please don't get offended. Not y'all, the other ones. The other ones. So I want you to pour your wine. I want you to grab your tea, and I actually have tea today. So, yeah, this was a gift from the Mad Harlot. If you know anything about the Mad Harlot, she throws the most amazing tea parties. Amazing, amazing. But anyway, raise a glass to good wine, strong tea, and saying what needs to be said. Now let's pour the wine and spill the tea. All right, y'all. Let me bring Ella on the scene here and jump right into our first image. So Ella, give us the background on what this Beyonce
Yes, yes.
ensemble represents. First of all,
Um,
looks gorgeous. Fucking gorgeous.
Stunning.
Absolutely gag worthy. Gag worthy.
So, it was Olivier Runstein. I probably messed up his last name, but he was the one that designed this gown for her. It's inspired by a Creole artist. I don't remember the year of when that artwork came out, but it's a literal like representation of that piece of art. Absolutely stunning.
Um First of all, if you're not catching the visual, and I'm sorry I gave you this particular angle, it just the whole flow was so stunning. I wanted you to see the flow of it. But if you imagine and go with me here, the dress, what you're seeing of that dress, it's basically like a skeleton, right?
Skeleton, yeah. Hmm.
And just very cleverly laid out, just so beautiful. And listen, I'm not a member of the Beehive, but I am a woman who will give props where props is due. This is fucking stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Well, I am a member of the Beehive, and I wouldn't expect anything less of her. She came correct. Blue came
Oh,
correct.
hold
You
on.
know, there were no surprises. Like, we weren't
Blue.
surprised.
Speaking of blue, talk about age appropriate and yet very fashionable in and of itself.
Yeah. And I want to say Balenciaga was the one that designed this gown. Again, I could be
Uh,
wrong. What I love about it is, like you said, it was very age appropriate. I love that she paired the shades with it. I love that there's videos of everybody around her, publicists, even her dad saying, take the shades off. And she's like, no,
no.
a moment. I'm waiting for Blue to come out with her own like sunglass line or something, but so age appropriate. And I love it was her and Sunday Rose, which was is Nicole Kidman's daughter, who was dressed in
Mm,
Dior.
okay.
Those were the two underage
Ah,
kids that were allowed at the Met. Allegedly, Northwest was not allowed in, but we don't know. We don't know the story. We don't know the story.
allegedly.
Apparently, allegedly, Kim Kardashian asked and they said no. But then there's another story that said that her stepmom wanted to spend time with her, so she canceled last minute. I don't know. I don't know what the truth is, but Northwest wasn't there. And I kind of wish that she was because she's such a juxtaposition of Blue Ivy.
Mm-hmm.
And, she would have came with something crazy.
Well, one of the things that we talked about when you and I were having our moment was how, say, Blue is being raised versus how we've seen Northwest be raised, and curious to see how they both turn out, right? I mean, because Blue is been on tour with her mom. We've gone
Mm-hmm.
from being backstage on tour with mom to being front and center on stage with mom, and
Mm-hmm.
basically holding her own weight.
That she is. But I also think that there's something to say where it's cultural as well. Blue is raised around a whole bunch of Southern people. It doesn't matter what race you are, you're from the South. You guys have similar, parenting styles. Whereas North was raised in Southern California, and that's like night and day,
Yeah,
you
so
know?
so uh, it's funny you say that because yeah, the whole Southern thing, it's very much centered around respect and knowing your
Hmm.
place. Um, Now, like for me, I grew up in the Northeast, but very, very much in the center of all my whatever was being seen and not heard. And I know when we used to start talking about being seen and not heard, it was always considered a negative thing. But I tell you what, because I understood the assignment, well, it's a lot of places
Hmm.
my mother would take me that I would be the only kid because other kids didn't know how to act. So, yeah, there's something to be said for
I mean, that's when I find out all the family tea.
that.
Just be quiet long enough.
That part. That part. You
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
you hang in the shadow where they can't quite see you long enough for them to say all the things that you're like, and it's usually because you've gasped that you've been caught. But outside of that, yeah.
Right. Like I shouldn't have been there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so who else do we have? Who else are we judging?
Okay, so moving on to our next set of photos. Miss Tiana
Okay.
Taylor. Okay.
So her outfit is by Tom Ford.
Ah.
Yeah. So and that is couture made for her. I don't know who she's referencing,
Okay, thank you.
but
That's the part
baby,
I'm
it's
waiting
giving
for.
Mr. Freeze.
Shady.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, it looks fun to wear though.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like how movable that thing is, but it's also kind of giving woolly mammoth. But she's not big, like abominable snowman. Like a very fierce one though. Like face card is there, baby. But I'm just trying to figure out why she wanted to look like a Yeti.
Goddamn, Ella. And you know what? I ain't
I'm
gonna
trying,
lie.
and this is what art is about.
No, it is. And I'm not even
You
mad
know?
at all the little shady jabs you just gave because I looked at it and because you had said to me that these were all supposed to be art inspired, I looked at it and was like, okay, okay. What is that? What is that? And everything you just described, I got it. I don't I can't imagine that's where they were going. But everything you just
No,
described, I see all those.
but
I see
maybe,
the abominable snowman. Yeah.
but maybe she is the art.
Oh, she's definitely the art.
Maybe
She is definitely
she wanted to be movable art.
she's a
Either way, I don't know. It looks fun. You look like a Yeti, but you still look fun.
her face is so striking that I'm not really mad at it. I'm not at all.
She can listen. You know the only other person that can carry something like that, Rihanna.
We're gonna get to
Everybody else
we
would
we
look
we
weird.
we're gonna get to Rihanna in a second. So in this
Now,
yellow Madam something,
okay, so this
Madam,
is yeah, SZA. So this was by a Brazilian designer, and what I love is it's representing the goddess Oshun.
thank you.
Even though SZA is a daughter of Yamaya,
Okay.
this is representing Oshun in a lot of ways. But there are some, if you like look closely, there are some aspects of Yamaya in it. It's very Orisha, very ATR. It's absolutely stunning.
It
Stunning.
so again, now that you're describing all of that, I see all of it.
Hmm.
Because she definitely is giving me some sort of priestess in this.
Hmm.
I immediately get off of it. The
Yeah.
the headpiece for me.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. And then if you get a chance to look up her, because she changed into something else, it was like even sexier.
okay.
And it was just all like shells and just very, it was very sexy, very carnival.
Okay.
Like, yeah, you could tell, oh, a Brazilian created this, designed this. Absolutely stunning.
And so I grabbed Anne Hathaway. The original photo that I wanted to grab of Anne Hathaway was
Hmm.
with Michael Kors.
Hmm.
I didn't grab it fast enough. So I grabbed this because I actually enjoyed the movie The Devil Wears Prada, and the sequel
Hmm.
is either out or is coming out or whatever. And
It's
and
out.
I'm and okay, thank you. And I'm gonna be trifling right now. I'm gonna be trifling with what I'm
Hmm.
about to say. The Some of the more stunning, if you will, photos were of melanated
Hmm.
people. And when I grabbed this one of Anne Hathaway, who I think is striking, I'm like, she looked very ordinary compared to some of our melanated people.
Well, I think the reason why, and like, I'm a Anne Hathaway fan. I love her down, no matter what she wears. Like, I'm one of those you can never make me hate Anne Hathaway.
Okay.
With that being said, this is a silhouette that we've seen her wear before. Normally, she is wearing Armani, so it's kind of interesting that Michael Kors dressed her for this one. So, but yeah, I mean, I
Sorry,
like
I'm trying to find words.
I like where they're going with this, and this was like something to do with some Greek mythology. I'm so sorry, I forgot. And that was like again their literal interpretation of, I don't remember if it was a painting or a sculpture.
I think there is a painting with the dove being released. I believe. Uh,
Hmm.
I,
I think that she could have taken a bit more of a risk. Like she's been a risk taker with other things. This is a little bit boring for her. It's a pretty dress,
it is. I
you
find it
know,
quite basic. I'm
like
gonna just say it. I find it basic, and
yeah.
and the reason why I say it that way, because again, I just said they just did The Devil Wears Prada too, and if you saw
Right.
the
They
first
had an
one,
opportunity.
if you
Yeah.
saw the first one, she was transformed from being
Mhm.
a basic bitch to being a
Mhm.
diva. And so this to me looks like it's like a Cinderella basic bitch moment. Like she's, a basic bitch and they gave her a pretty dress, but it's not what I would have expected for her character in this moment. Like the release of the movie
Right.
and the Met Gala, the timing on that could not be more perfect for them to do something. And I'm not saying it's got to be as dramatic as, say, SZA or Tiana right here, but she's long and lanky. She's very pale. There's a lot that I would have tried to do with her. That's all.
Or maybe because she is very, very fair. I don't remember her being this white. Like I do not remember her being this white. Maybe she's a statue.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna
don't know.
we gonna get
I'm
the
just
statues.
throwing I'm just throwing pasta on the wall, see what sticks.
We gonna get the statues in a minute. In a minute. So speaking of Rihanna, this right here,
uh,
Ella had to explain.
so yeah, so she like the thing around her is literally like the oyster and she's the pearl. So, oh my goodness, I forgot what that famous painting is called, but there is a famous painting where the woman is coming out. I think it's Aphrodite,
Oh,
I
yeah, yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah. Coming out of the clamshell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
coming out of the clamshell. It's giving that, although I don't think that's what it is.
yeah.
I don't know who designed that, unfortunately. Sorry.
That's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Good.
But
I Johnny.
Rihanna, she's another one where I kind of feel
Mhm.
that if I feel like Tiana Taylor should have worn what Rihanna was wearing, and Rihanna should have been wearing what Tiana
Oh,
Taylor is
oh,
wearing.
okay. I see you. I see you. I see you.
Yeah, I feel
Because
like if they just swapped,
we've seen Rihanna in something similar to that.
yes,
And
yes,
yeah, I could see that. But face,
yeah,
again, we talked about Tiana Taylor giving face. There we go. Look at Rihanna's face. Hold on. Can I zoom in on that?
never declines.
Let me
Like,
do this right.
absolutely stunning.
Uh, just pretend like I was going to zoom in. The face. It's just, it's always, mm, it's always, yeah. Hey Johnny, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Grown Folks Table. Appreciate you here. Okay, and up next, so we talked about statues. I had to pull this in. The hell, Ella?
So, yes. So, this is a very, very famous statue of a draped woman that's in mourning. I can't remember who created the statue. I want to say it was Michelangelo. Um, when have you known Heidi Klum to not like take a theme and run with it? You know what I mean? Like this is expected of Heidi Klum.
Okay, so first of all,
And
let's pause
uh-huh.
and say this is Heidi Klum. Okay, now
Right.
this is a
Right.
lot.
And I stumbled upon a video of like she was like in the back like VIP room where they could like rest if they had like a crazy costume or whatever. And people, I love when people break their NDAs and tell us the business of the celebrities. But the people, they said that like she was able to take her costume off really well. Oh, thank you. She was able to take her costume off really well, but she couldn't like that mask. She couldn't take that off, and so she was like like quiet and mute the entire time,
Oh
which is
wow,
kind of like
she is so giggly and bubbly.
right.
Oh
So that's very interesting. So you just sat there, you didn't eat, you just okay, girl. But yeah, she takes it seriously. I
yeah.
mean, it's her Halloween party is like one of the biggest parties to go to.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, and she's always doing some strange stuff.
Well, this
Oh yeah.
is interesting. It's quite interesting for sure, for sure. And I don't want y'all to feel like we just sat here and talked about the ladies. So I did a grab of some men. This right here.
All right. So ASAP Rocky, it's kind of boring. Love him.
Why
Love his
is it
Auntie
boring?
Melba and that restaurant. Love, love, love. But I just feel like this is something that we've seen him wear before.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The only thing that's standing out to me is the color,
Okay.
but I mean, eh, it's still hot though. Okay, and then this is I forgot his name. He's like a Skarsgård. He plays
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he's a Skarsgård guard.
Yeah, he's a Skarsgård. Uh, it's boring.
So let me tell
Eh.
you, this outfit for me with him, I'm like, I don't know what it's supposed to represent from an artistic perspective, but I'm like, I feel like you took a costume from a movie you were on. That's what I get from
Right,
this.
he's like, I'm on my way.
I,
And then Coleman Domingo. Oh, Coleman Domingo.
I don't,
Listen,
you know. But what the hell is that? What is that?
you can never make me hate Coleman Domingo.
No, I'm not. But
However,
what are we doing?
however,
What are we doing?
it's
What are we
giving
doing?
court jester. It's giving court jester. Like I don't understand what's going on with his beard.
Mm.
I loved him as now here's the thing. I don't know if I'm hating because I hate him right now after seeing him play Joe Jackson.
And hold that. Do not go down that rabbit hole yet. We're gonna circle
I'm
back.
not. I'm not. I'm holding it. I'm holding it. But this outfit, like Coleman, baby, like you came correct last year. What the hell is this?
And here's what's funny. The
Underwhelmed.
the Netflix show The Four Seasons, he wore some in that movie, wore some things that were more interesting than this. Like I just
You know,
the
everybody
Running
gets
Man,
an off
his
night.
his outfits in The Running Man were interesting. Like, I don't know. But I'm
He
gonna
was
say
probably
let's
the most comfortable out of all three of them.
he's so goddamn
He looked
trifling.
comfy. He looks cozy.
You're so fucking trifling. Okay. All right.
Just saying. That would be a cute ass little like now go with me.
Okay.
Maybe if he like if that was like a dress for like a chick and you lost like the pants, just giving like it's like jester on top and then like dress blues for like the what is
Yeah.
it? Marines at the
Marines.
bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It's a no for me, dog.
She did not
Next.
Randy Jackson that shit. Oh my god. It's a no for
Next.
me, dog. Yeah,
Over it.
and it's funny because I grabbed this picture specifically because it had these three men grouped together, all with with their own sort of swag and all of that, and under normal circumstances, I have nothing even remotely shady to say about any of them, and yet I saw these and was like, after all those very creative outfits we saw in those women, and there was one photo, and I meant to grab it. I was so busy running my mouth before we went live. There was one photo of a guy in a black sequence something or another that I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? I just didn't get a chance to grab it, but it was more
Well,
interesting than this right here.
here's the thing. I will say that Jay-Z looked very nice
He
for
did.
being supporting cast
Yeah,
to Beyonce and Blue
I
because
definitely
we all know it was all about Beyonce and Blue and he was just there to make sure they looked good. And so everything was just he did a good job being supporting cast.
I have
He
issues.
knew his place in that.
I have issues with what's going on up here though.
So the Wicks are giving Basquiat. And Jay-Z has mentioned in some interviews about he identifies with Basquiat in some ways, and I can't really get into it because I don't understand all of it.
Okay.
But there is documents where he's talking about his hair and And also, he was the first, test person for sacred. So that's why he started growing out his hair.
I got nothing.
But it's Wicks, this is it's very Florida. It's very Little Haiti. I love Little Haiti for their food. Don't come for me, Little Haiti.
Oh no, no. And no shade being thrown in that
But it's
direction by
giving
no means.
South Florida. It's giving very South Florida.
Anyway. Anyway.
Okay, moving on.
Anyway, moving on. We'll be back in a second, y'all. Just hold on.
It's dangerous. She came at me and it's dangerous. She came at me and it's dangerous.
So, just in case you didn't catch all of what that was, that is a promo for the Minneapolis Exotica June 24th through 26th. It is our first time in Minneapolis. So, to all the Minneapolis fans, we are coming to see you. We're bringing all that energy. And listen, Ella and I stumbled into a thing that is evolving Exotica by Exotica by Exotica. We
It's
in
invite only,
it
and I'm gatekeeping that.
clearly,
I'm
clearly.
sorry.
No, 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 no,
Like, you
no.
can tell them, but
Okay.
don't let them think that they can see us and then come and invite themselves into our special thing. Just so we're clear, you're not
No, no.
invited. But go ahead, Casey.
No, no, no. Thank you for the disclaimer. Thank you for the disclaimer. Much appreciated. So let me just give you a little bit of background. In New Jersey, Ella was gifted a cheesecake wheel, and she invited me to enjoy it with her. And then she invited a few other people to enjoy it. So we're sitting at an Exotica after party in our own little section, passing this cheesecake wheel around, and basically it turned into like a taste test. Well, which one do you like? Well, I recommend you try that one. Here's what that one tastes to me. And so when Chicago came around, Ella was like, hey, why don't we do this again? And why don't we do like find out what a Chicago specialty is, and let's have a bona fide taste test. So tell them what we had, Ella.
Um, we had Portillo's chocolate cake,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like if we had like champagne to go with it or like a port to go with it,
Mm.
we would have been more or
Excited.
maybe we were a little bit buzzed, tipsy, something. I don't know. All I know is I was trying to figure out
What
why I'm trying this cake that is so amazing that people are driving to bring this cake down to Vegas or whatever, like people raving about this cake. And I'm like, this tastes like fucking Duncan Hines.
my mom used to make Pillsbury chocolate cake out the box, and it not only did
It
it taste the
tasted
same, it looked the same.
Wait, no, but I loved how homemade it looked. I loved that. I personally love that. I love a rustic looking like came out of Granny's kitchen or a church cake. Like I love that.
Okay, but
But
I just am
the
still stuck on the fact that this is a big deal cake, and it looked like
you know
somebody
what
made
got
it.
me?
What was
No,
that?
you know what got me?
What's
It
that?
was the frosting because the frosting tasted just like the frosting that you get in the tub that you go and
Yes,
sneak in
yes,
like in like
yes.
spoonful.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it was good,
Mm-hmm.
but I was like ready to be like blown
Wow.
away.
Right. So tell them what the
I was
secret to.
underwhelmed.
Oh, very underwhelmed. But tell them what the
So the
secret to the cake
secret
is.
we found out So the secret we found out after like I purchased the cake, because had I known, I wouldn't have purchased the cake, but they put mayonnaise in the cake. And I was like, you can't put mayonnaise in everything. It's like putting raisins in potato salad. Like that's none of my business.
And so if it and
But we tried it.
I am not by any stretch of the imagination a culinary artist. However, I understand you use the mayo because it would provide a level of moisture and yada yada yada. Well, guess what? My mama's Pillsbury chocolate cake, same moisture level. That's all I'm saying. Anyway. Let me get to where I'm trying to get to on that. So we decided we're going to Minneapolis for the first time. We had a whole bunch of fun with this cake testing in Chicago. And once again, in the midst of the after party, here we are having our own little moment that as Ella said, you had to be invited. Some people were personally escorted by Ella to the table to enjoy the cake. And so it was my turn to find the item, and I thought, let me just Google chocolate cakes, or let me Google what's a big deal dessert in Minneapolis. And believe it or not, a chocolate cake popped up. And I said, Ella, what if we get a Minneapolis chocolate cake and compare it to the Chicago chocolate cake? So, looks like that was what we might be doing. Now, having
I
said
mean, I
that,
like chocolate.
having said that, Minneapolis, if you are watching, please by all means shout out what your favorite dessert is. Because after we did the whole Portillo cake thing, we all of a sudden got flooded with other suggestions that Ella and I were like, oh yeah, maybe we should have did that instead.
So
So
also Minneapolis, we need to know because is it like Minneapolis? Is it
mm,
Minneapolis? Is it potato? Like
Ella,
educate us for when we come to your city,
we need
we're not, you know,
we need you to tell us how to say the name of the city. That's what we need.
right.
We need to
Just let
we
us
want to know how to
know.
say it properly. We don't want to be disrespectful. Judas. Now I'm sorry. I was not reading. Hey boo, how are you? We want to read it properly or say it properly. So this is what I'm saying. The way I see it and the way I spell it, it is Minneapolis. However, both Ella and I have repeatedly heard people refer to it as Minneapolis. So just so that we can be right for you when we come.
So shady. On to the
Anyway,
next let's talk about Chris Brown and Usher. And by the way, I am so sick and I listen. I love me some Chris Brown. Nobody was talking all this shit when he was on tour like last year or 2 years ago. Everybody was trying to get tickets. Now all of a sudden they're bringing this stuff back up again. Um, I don't know why. I mean, the thing that I have beef with as far as this concert is concerned is it's about to be a long ass concert.
yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
A
Yes.
long ass concert.
It better
Like
be. That's
I'm
all I'm
gonna
saying. It better be.
I am just I wonder if they're gonna like do a dance off or something. Like
Ooh.
really funny.
I all I know
I
is
should go to Atlanta and see this concert with you, Casey.
okay, so I'm going on the Tuesday show. Um
Okay.
Initially daughter
Nice.
and I'm going with my daughter. My daughter and I went to see Usher. She went to see Chris Brown with one of her friends. She didn't and so when I reached out to her, I said, "Oh my god, did you hear
Mm-hmm.
about the Chris Brown Usher tour?" She was like, "You want to go?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I want to go." For sure I want to go. So, it started off as Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and before the tickets were even ready for pre-sale, they added Tuesday. Pre-sale,
Wow.
pre-sale, you had to have now she and I each individually got on a waiting list to get the tickets when they first immediately came out.
Oh
Pre-sale,
wow.
yes. But pre-sale was for people who had Citibank cards. Who the fuck has a Citibank card? Like if you had a Citibank card, you can get a ticket before the tickets actually went on sale. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Well, lo and behold, my daughter's boyfriend's mother knows someone with a Citibank card. So we got Citibank card tickets. And I'm like, I'm here for it. So I'm very excited. I'm going on a Tuesday. I may or may not be in work on Wednesday. We'll have to see.
Funny.
Hmm. I just hate that I have to wait
So,
till November, I think is the concert.
well, I hope that they would be doing something a little bit different from their shows like that they just raps.
We shall see.
You know what I mean? Like Usher did all of his, I mean, he has a lot of stuff in his catalog, but I would hope like they in Chris Brown's concert, like they have a lot to like top is all I'm saying.
I'm looking forward
Like
to it. I'm looking forward to what okay, so here's what I'm
I'm
hoping.
expecting a lot.
Here's what I'm hoping. My sister and I no. No, 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 no. My daughter and I went to see Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake at Yankee Stadium. That was an amazing concert because they spent a good chunk of the time performing together. And so I'd be curious to see how much performing together these two would do because I think it would be I think it would meld really nice together.
I mean, I don't know of any songs. I'm sure they have a few, but they don't have that many to where they're going to be performing together the entire time.
You talk about no, 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 not an entire time. More than
Got
you
it.
would expect.
Okay.
More than you would expect, but not the entire
Got
time.
it. Okay.
Everybody has
Okay.
their solo moment, but there were more
Well,
moments where they were together than you would have expected.
I
And
think they just need to leave Chris Brown alone. He got kids he got to feed.
this look, I don't even understand. Like I said in the beginning, I don't understand why we had to even bring it up. Why are we hating? And is it? I mean, because
Because they can't go. It's always somebody that can't go or can't afford to go.
girl, it
Just
was a
say
whole
that.
fucking social media. Like they lost their
Say
minds.
say that you're broke.
But this was even before the tickets were on sale.
Say that you're broke. Say that you're broke.
I,
At the
look
end of the day, you have all of these opinions about somebody that we don't know. We don't know what happened. We still
allegedly.
don't know what happened. We allegedly, we aren't in his, private life. Is he, I mean, I'll be honest. I'm about to say something hella controversial.
Please.
Yes, I still listen to R. Kelly.
Oh, I ain't got nothing to say. Ain't got nothing to say.
What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? 12 plays my
Listen,
shit.
listen. And come for
I
me.
just finished watching Trapped in the Closet, the hip
Ah,
opera, and I was like,
dude,
listen,
that was so fucking dope.
the Pied Piper was ahead of his time.
Dope, dope, dope.
But my point is, like, I like not knowing the personal lives of these celebrities because it doesn't jade my, opinion of them.
Yeah, like I
I
love.
don't want to know your business because then I'm going to form an opinion and I'm not going to support you anymore. I don't want to know.
And that's where a lot of the controversial conversation also comes in because people want to drag you, Ella, as a fan for not being sympathetic to a domestic violence abuser or a pedophile or what have you. And I'm going to say this, having grown up in the church, there's a lot of folks in the church who sing in the choir, preach in the pulpit, who not even when they leave the building, but maybe when they leave the sanctuary, are in the midst of some shady shenanigan stuff. And y'all still show up to the building every week and give your money. So I don't see how this boy can be held to a different standard than other people. And you quick to want to forgive the pastor who done had not just sex with, but babies with, or turned out some boy. I'm about to fall into this rabbit hole,
I
but
mean, and this
stop.
leads you
I'm gonna stop.
into the Michael Jackson
Let's
movie.
let's just go ahead and switch it. Let's just go on
While
ahead.
while you're calming down,
Yeah, please, please. I'm not even
while
gonna run
you're,
my next set of my next set of commercials. Just go on ahead, girl. You talk.
it's okay. Casey's having a moment, so I'll take over. Let's talk about the Michael Jackson movie and how it was very like, it was like, what's that dude's name? Jafar? Whatever the nephew is. It was like ancestor Michael came down and jumped into Jafar's body.
Mm.
And like there were times where I was doing a double take, like, wait, this isn't like film that they had, from like the 80s and 90s. No, this was his nephew. Like he studied the hell out of Michael Jackson. um, I have seen every single Michael Jackson. I'm such a Michael Jackson fan that when I was little, Captain EO, I'm aging myself now, but Captain EO was in Disneyland.
Wow.
Parents took me to see it, and it was 4D. And I thought Michael Jackson was at Disneyland. And so, what did my little black ass do? I got lost in Disneyland looking for Michael Jackson.
Boo.
That's how much of a fan. I
Girl.
had posters on the wall.
Okay.
Flex Alexander, still hate him for having the audacity to be Michael Jackson in the made for TV movie. I still got beef with him. Shanice should have been like, I don't love your smile no more. Like, I
You
still
are
got beef about that.
so hysterical.
Somebody else I got beef with, Kuma Domingo. People in the past, you could never make me hate you. Guess what? I fucking hate you now because the way that you played the hell out of Joe Jackson, I was like, I'm ready to fight. And I know that you're not Joe Jackson, but I hate you. Now every time I see you, I see Joe. And I but Nia Long playing Katherine Jackson and the quiet power that she had in that entire movie. Like, I was blown away. Give them all the awards. I was like one of those old black ladies where they're getting into the music and they take their shoe off and they're throwing it.
Throwing it at the screen.
Like, listen, baby, I was like, this is it. This is
Mm.
it. What's I mean, I wish I was in Europe seeing this movie because they dressed up. They had like a whole dance party. Like they did it right. Like they didn't give a fuck about it. Like I wish I was in Europe when this came out. I'm so mad that you weren't there. You need to go and see this movie, Casey. I'm going to give you homework.
I still have you already gave me the homework. I haven't done it. I'm sorry. And I meant to go over the weekend, but I was just so tired. I did not get
No,
to
I
it.
get you.
But
I'm
but
just saying.
I am quite intrigued by the movie, by the whole idea. I think
Hmm.
honestly, Ella, it's your enthusiasm behind it that has me
Hmm.
going, okay, I've got to see it. Because let's just be honest, social media is flooded with pictures of the kids, the brother.
Right.
And while I did not see the movie, I did see on social media, not social, I'm sorry, not social media, on streaming, there there was a program. I have no idea which platform I was looking at, but there was like a 1 hour something or another that talked about Michael's life. And what was fascinating for me was they talked a lot about the trials, and it was from the perspective of some people who a reporter who spent a lot of time with him, his daughter spent a lot of time with him, and he said something that absolutely made sense, and it made me have a kind of different kind of compassion for Michael. But he said that that whole trial basically was like the beginning of the end for him, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Now we all know that because of the Pepsi ad and the issue with the hair and the fire, it put him on pain meds. But the trial basically wreaked havoc with his ability to sleep. And so he'd be up not like hours in the middle of the night. He'd be up for days on end, not able to sleep. And
So
you
they're only showing half of his life. They're not touching base on the trial because they
Right.
have like a gag order on that, even though he was found not guilty, even though they investigated him for 17 years. Found not guilty. They're not touching that. They're also not touching the whole Diana Ross, the Dirty Diana moment. They're not touching The Wiz because Diana Ross was a part of it. They
Mm-hmm.
did have Kat Graham playing Diana Ross, great lookalike,
Mm-hmm.
but they cut out all of her parts because, you know, it was looking a little like Diana was being a little,
Well, and
you
here's
know,
of course, when you and I had this conversation, came
giving grooming.
came across a whole lot of content that actually we didn't see in those
Yeah.
years, but now you can find content that does show that their relationship had some level of intimacy. And granted,
You
intimacy
could
is not
totally tell they were fucking. What? Are you kidding me? Are you there are video where she's like blatantly flirting with him and you could just totally tell. You could totally tell.
saying.
Michael was yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is, in these video pieces, you get more of the actual him saying stuff, her saying stuff. I don't disagree that there might have been some flirty something or another, but I saw videos where they were literally talking about, you know, in today's
Dirty
world, it
Diana
would be clear.
solidified it for me. Dirty Diana solidified it for me. He wasn't talking about Princess Diana.
No, because she's
He was talking about Diana Ross. I'll die on that hill. I will die on that
but you know what?
hill.
I would agree, friend. I would say the same thing. I would absolutely agree. Absolutely
Yes.
agree. But what's crazy is in this program that I watched, they I think it's in this movie. Anyway, there was talk that she did become his next obsession, if you will. I know he did whatever he did with Priscilla and whatever, whatever. I'm not even really sure what that was supposed to be, but not quite to the same level of Diana Ross, but he did become obsessed with her because he felt like she could understand the level of celebrity he had.
Which makes sense. You know, her granddad was Elvis,
No, no, not Priscilla. Diana.
not Prince.
Princess
Diana.
Diana.
Gotcha.
He
Okay.
felt that
Okay.
she
Gotcha.
could
Because I thought
understand.
he was, because he got married to Homegirl,
Yeah.
Elvis's.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah. No.
that made sense because they were like, they basically grew up the same way. So that made still weird,
Yeah.
still weird,
Yeah.
still weird, but it made a lot more sense in the whole, my name is Diana and I'm a groomer. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay. All right. Let me real quick talk about this thing that's really annoying the hell out of me. And I'm so mad that I did not bother to find this post that I came across on Instagram where this dude basically was going on a rant about older women, the aunties, today's auntie, and the fact that these older women, are problematic because they have their own house, their own car, money, they're well traveled, um, they quote unquote don't need a man for anything, um, and that these men, this particular guy, but all the men who co-signed in the comments said that they would prefer a young girl, not even younger, young girl, because a dude wants to be called daddy, and just on and on and on with the ridiculousness. And what I said to Ella was, clearly these are boys. These aren't men. These are boys. Because as a woman who categorizes herself as one of these women that they're talking about, if I give you my time, you have no idea how invaluable that is. With all that I can do for myself, my time is the most precious thing I have. So if I give it to you, shut the fuck up, because I could give it to that other dude over there. Okay. And if you want me to call you daddy, work for it. Okay. And I'm gonna let you figure that out right there. Because if you're a grown ass man, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Little boy ain't gonna have no clue. If you want some little girl, and this is no disrespect to the young women that they're referring to, no disrespect to them, but let us be clear, that girl versus that woman, that girl has already got her hand in your pocket, is already wanting you to buy me this, take me there, do this, that, or the other for me. If you get a grown ass woman who can do all the buy me this, take me that, and whatever, whatever for herself, again, what are you left with? Her precious fucking time. Her time, right? Because that little girl, when you give her the money, the bags, the trips, the whatever, guess who's not there? Your fucking ass. She's out with her friends. You paid for bottle service, and you're sitting at home waiting for her to send you pictures. You're sitting at home waiting for her to come back to your house. Maybe, maybe, because if she going to the R&B concert, I bet you she waiting backstage. So yeah, be easy, right? Like, you don't understand. You gonna want you an auntie. Fuck that little girl. You gonna want you an auntie. Cause an auntie, if you do it right, I'm not saying she gonna take care of you, like you gonna be her little plaything. But what I'm telling you is, you ain't gonna have no drama with the auntie. But fuck you if you can't handle a grown ass woman. That's all I'm saying.
All, alls I have to say is I am the gift. I, everybody has their own preference, and then it goes to what I also said when, we were having this conversation. What auntie hurt them? Because aunties like dudes. Aunties are honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, you're not the only one. You know,
And your dick ain't that big.
there's always there's always a backup plan.
Okay.
It's just
Uh,
always it's just
maybe maybe that's
I
what's
am the
what's fucking
gift.
with them. Maybe that's what it is that they realize the auntie is more upfront about the fact that you might not be the only one. Whereas with the little girl, young woman, young lady, you're wondering if you're not the only one.
So I feel like it's just so much deeper than that too,
Okay.
because you sometimes, not all men, but some men have a problem with women that are more successful than they are. You know, it's an ego thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that they can't control. They have to learn through that ego, same with women. So in my head, I'm thinking, you're talking trash about older women who are established and successful. A, maybe somebody hurt you that was older, or B, your ego won't let you be around a woman that can match whatever you're putting down, that wants you and doesn't need you.
Ooh.
There's a difference, you know
I think
and I feel like that's what's at the
the
crux
root.
of this. Yeah, it was a really shitty comment to make, but if you really think about it, it's a lot more deeper. There's stuff that those people are working through that makes those people want to like lash out at successful women.
And they are
But I
targeted.
don't know, I'm not a dude.
We are targets. I'm gonna say not they. I'm gonna say we are targets because even a and I want to I want to eliminate the word successful and throw in instead confident and secure, because you've got women who are regular every day, drives a bus, works at the mall, whatever the case may be, and they're still giving that I don't give a fuck energy, right? They're still, calling you up, whistling at you, just sending you a drink at the bar. They're still giving that I'm comfortable in who I am and you can like it or not. So I while I agree the from the successful, I have all my own whatever, that same confident version that doesn't necessarily have the Mercedes, the house, the whatever, but she's so self-possessed that she's not phased by you. That also aligns with what you're saying and makes them uncomfortable, because I think some men have to feel needed, and their how they feel needed is quite possibly maybe misaligned. I don't
But
know.
here's the devil's advocate part of it too, okay? The woman is taking care of herself. She doesn't need you, she wants you. She has that I don't give a fuck personality and energy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, sometimes that energy can be a lot,
Mm-hmm.
or she's aggressive, and that's a turn off. That's a turn off for me. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're a beautiful woman, but you got a mouth like freaking Noriega or Cameron. Like, what the fuck? You know? Like I feel like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, like that movie Deliver Us from Eva.
Mm-hmm.
Remember
Yes,
Eva?
I do. Yes, I do, Gabrielle Union. Yes, I do.
I'm like, 10% of that. 100% of what that character was very, very aggressive,
Yeah,
very masculine.
very.
And that's also not attractive
It's
to
not.
men, from what
No,
I've been told.
that I've heard that same thing. I have, and I don't think the women they're describing are even that. I don't think they're that she's that woman. I don't. I think it's,
Hmm.
but
No,
but
just, it's
I
one
think,
of those things where they want to feel needed. Like, oh my gosh, can you open this ketchup for me, please?
but I don't see where the woman who has all of those things for herself can't be that. I think where I struggle is you if that woman was attractive enough to you that you wanted to get to know her, and then she wasn't acting like a beck and call girl, wasn't acting silly and simpering, as my mother would say, then you all of a sudden immediately felt some kind of way. If she,
See, and this is where we need a man's point of view. Because I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you.
and I think if
We
you're
don't
the
see
right,
anything wrong with it.
no, I think if you're the right person, if you're the right
There you go.
person for her, you'll get that. It may not look exactly as you describe it, but if it gives you the
Hmm.
feeling you're looking for, then don't dictate how she does it, right? Like, if at the end of the day you want to feel needed, loved, appreciated, well, from what I understand, y'all don't give a fuck about love. You want to be respected, however you, whatever that is. Um, I think when you don't have a conversation, or when you insist on putting her in a specific box, don't be mad when she rips the box to shreds and actually does say some shit to hurt your feelings. That's that's all I'm saying on that. That's all I'm saying. Cause when I tell you I was done with his video, and then I started reading the comments because I was waiting for people to say he was wrong or being hard on these ladies. Nope. You motherfuckers co-signed on that. And to Ella's point, who hurt you, boo? Who hurt you? What auntie had you sniveling in the corner crying because she was like, all right, you can go home now? Like, what? What? Like, I don't
I, we'll never know,
know. All
you
right.
know, and maybe we'll, I would love to and like have a conversation with the person that wrote that, because there's always a story behind it.
There's always a story. And
There's always a story behind it.
and listen, how you feel, let me just say this. How you feel is valid. I am here for how you feel, how those women may have made you feel. I can't tell you you shouldn't feel that way. Can't tell you they didn't mean whatever whatever to cause you to feel that way. Your feelings are absolutely valid. All I'm saying is please stop putting us all in that box, right? Like stop that. Stop that. Cuz stop it. That's all. Stop it. Just
Okay. Well, on that note,
on that note, whew, Lord Jesus, we have come.
shots fired.
Yeah. Step up if you care, if you dare. But mm, mm. I this right here, this conversation right here, all this energy, this is exactly why Ella and I can never have a short conversation. Because if it weren't for the fact that I have another show to do at 9 o'clock, I'd still be talking about this. I'd tell you some of the other shit that has come across my screen that I'm like, the fuck? But anyway, but these are some of my favorite episodes, and some of my favorite moments is when we can just have conversation, not keep score, not decide that something is a win or a lose or a draw. That we can just talk. We can just come to the table, have conversation, talk about how we feel, our interpretation of something, and it be respectful, right? Like we can certainly have these heated conversations and agree to disagree. It's okay. Because again, at the end of the day, well, who hurt you? Because I don't want you to feel like that. I don't want you to have these angry rants on social media. Like, talk to a grown ass woman who can listen and tell you, no, that was not good for you, instead of doing all that crazy. But anyway, um, I just want to just kind of sort of reiterate this is why I decided to do the show like this, to change it from some of the more targeted topics to just stuff that comes up in our day to day, things that we see, hear, feel, touch, experience. And like when I was a kid, be a part of that grown folks table, be a part of the conversation that happens when grown folks come together and talk about the stuff they're feeling, the stuff that they're thinking. Um, and you know, again, we get into heated debates, we hug, kiss, scream, and it's all good. It's all good at the end of the day. So I want to give a big thank you and a big shout out to my ride or die, my partner in crime, the person who sends me posts with "Girl, explain this" at every moment that I can think of, because woo, I enjoy that. Sometimes you need your girl to send you something ridiculous so you can come out your funk for a minute. Um, and at the same time, she also manages to take me down that rabbit hole even deeper with her. And the next thing you know, I'm stuck and I can't get out. But
I'm
I
so
love
not sorry.
I was gonna say I love that about her. That is a good friend, y'all. When you can talk shit about shit and find yourself when she's not there anymore, still in that rabbit hole, finding new shit to talk about, and you start sending off those those DMs. Ooh, Lord. I'm just grateful that, because Ella's in California. I'm over here in Georgia. I'm grateful that in those nights when I wake up in the middle of the night, I don't scroll through social media because I'm afraid I may flood her and she's 3 hours behind. So depending upon what time of the day it is, she might be up. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'll be awake.
See what I'm saying? Anyway. So until the next time, take your time. We are not in a rush. When you show up right on time, and I appreciate that. So thank you for sitting in this space with me. I'm Casey. She's Ella, and this has been Wine and Tea Time. Good night, y'all.
Bye.
girl, girl,
Ma'am.
girl. And just so you know, we are technically still live.
Ma'am.
We are technically still live. So I'm just saying, I got 18 minutes before the next show. I gotta calm myself down. I gotta calm down. Ooh, I told you that whole that's a lot for me. That's a lot.
Yeah, you listen, baby. Woosah.
That's a lot. But
Woosah.
you know what?
Like woosah.
I'm gonna say this, friend. You know, I got day job. Day job has been kicking my butt. Ain't gonna lie, it's been kicking my butt. That right there was very cathartic for me. That was very cathartic. I can go to work tomorrow and not have to. Anyway,
All I know is I got a text message from somebody that said pew pew, aka shots fired,
just
because whew,
I'm just
listen, we have to get that out.
and I
We
just
have to get that out.
and I want to reiterate, this isn't even hating, right? Like this isn't about hating. I genuinely hated that he felt the way he did, but I have no animosity towards that gentleman, none
Yeah,
whatsoever. I didn't like the fact that he felt so strongly about a group of women he does not know personally. What two, three, or four women you encountered, I don't know
yeah.
how we all got lumped into that group together.
That's always gonna happen. Jason, happy early birthday.
Yes, Jason.
Happy early birthday. And it's okay that you're late. You can rewatch it.
Listen, Jason, you're not late. We still live. So you here, boo. You are here. You made it on time because we still live.
You missed some good stuff.
But that's okay because Jason is preparing for BoobTube, which is now 16 minutes away. And let me say this, on the like when I do both of these shows back to back, I am so exhausted. I barely make it through BoobTube. I'm so
I
exhausted.
bet.
So exhausted because
And there's three of you on there.
yes. Oh my God. All right, let me go. Let me go. Ella, as always, mwah, thank you so much.
Bye.
Appreciate it. Lots of fun. Jason, I'll see you in 15 minutes. All right, y'all.
Ciao.